In order for a plant to grow and survive, it must carry out a process known as photosynthesis. This incredibly important biological process occurs primarily in the leaves of the plant and more specifically within the subcellular structures called chloroplasts. Inside these chloroplasts is a green pigment called chlorophyll, which has a special ability to absorb light energy. You can think of light as small packets of energy being captured by the plant. Chlorophyll uses this energy to convert two raw materials, carbon dioxide and water, into two essential products, which are glucose and oxygen. The overall word equation for this process is carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of light energy gives glucose and oxygen. If we represent this using scientific terms, we would say that 6 molecules of carbon dioxide combine with 6 molecules of water to produce 1 molecule of glucose, while releasing 6 molecules of oxygen. It is important to note that this process requires energy input from light, and so we place the word light above the arrow in the equation. Since the reaction relies on energy being absorbed from the surroundings, we call it an endothermic reaction. Specifically, the energy is transferred from the environment into the chloroplasts by light. As a quick review, the carbon dioxide needed for photosynthesis enters the leaf through tiny pores called stomata, while the water is absorbed from the soil by the roots and transported up to the leaves through tissues known as xylem. Now, of the two products formed, the one the plant truly needs is glucose. While plants do sometimes use the oxygen they produce during photosynthesis for respiration, they do not depend heavily on it, since oxygen is already abundant in the surrounding air. Glucose, on the other hand, is absolutely critical. It has 5 main uses within the plant. The first use is for aerobic respiration, a process in which glucose is broken down to release energy, much like a battery being drained of its stored power. You can imagine photosynthesis as the plant capturing solar energy and storing it in the form of glucose, and then later using that stored energy for various tasks by breaking down glucose when needed. The remaining 4 uses of glucose involve creating other substances. For instance, many glucose molecules can be joined together to form cellulose, a strong and complex carbohydrate that plants use to reinforce and build their cell walls, giving them structural support. Another use is to form starch, which is also a carbohydrate but serves a different purpose. Starch acts as a storage molecule for glucose. Because starch is compact and insoluble, it can be stored inside plant cells in large amounts without disrupting the cell's water balance, unlike glucose, which is soluble and would cause water to enter the cell through osmosis. By storing glucose as starch, plants can save energy for later use, especially during times when photosynthesis cannot happen, such as during the nighttime or the cold months of winter. In addition to that, plants can use glucose to manufacture amino acids by combining it with nitrate ions absorbed from the soil. These amino acids can then be assembled into proteins, which are essential for cell function and growth. The last key use of glucose is in the production of lipids, which are fats and oils. These are particularly important as long-term energy stores and are often concentrated in seeds to give them a good energy supply when they start to germinate and grow into new plants. Because glucose is so vital to a plant's metabolism and overall health, the speed at which a plant can photosynthesize directly influences how fast and well it can grow. Therefore, in our next video, we will explore in detail the different factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis, including the intensity of light, the ambient temperature, the concentration of carbon dioxide in the air, and the availability of chlorophyll within the leaf tissue.